time I close my eyes. Every time I close my time I close my eyes.
Yes, guys. Evening. Oh, I saw Michael dancing in the background there. I ain't gonna lie. I hope everyone's doing well. This is your Liverpool versus Chelsea match preview, guys. I hope everyone's doing good. Firstly, making his debut on the show, actually. I think I made his appearance on your show a month or so back, Michael. But big up to you, my man. How are you?
Good. Obviously, we're all looking forward to the greatest mid-table clash ever. So I'm happy. Thanks for inviting me, Jamie. Always happy to discuss Liverpool, unfortunately, during these times, because these times are dark. There's no light at the end of the tunnel for this season. I'm sorry, Liverpool fans, but happy to be on with Doug as well.
Yeah, exactly. And no stranger, Doug. How you doing, my man? You've been doing well?
Yeah, I'm good, Jamie. Hope you're good, and good to see Michael on here as well. And I'm looking forward to the whatever you call it, El Shitico, El Tragico, whatever you want to call it. It's to see Liverpool and Chelsea 9th versus 10th. If you'd said that at the start of the season, I don't think anyone would have believed you. But there we go.
No. It's a mad one. I'll start with Chelsea quickly, actually, Michael. I don't know if you've just seen this. So Hakim Ziyech is on his way to Barcelona as we speak, apparently.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah.
I'm checking that right now. That what?
Yeah. It wants
Wow.
Chelsea to join Barcelona. Apparently, that's something that can be happened this month. So that has just come out of absolutely nowhere. I don't know where Barcelona are finding the funds. But, hey.
And I don't know why Barcelona need another right winger who doesn't have a right foot. But okay, that's their problem.
There you go. Instant reaction to that, guys, hearing that news.
Oh my God, Doug, you can go, man. I need to process that a little bit.
Yeah, strange. Barcelona's transfer policy is literally buy every used up sort of Premier League player, like Aubameyang, Bellerin, and now looking like Ziyech. Rafinha apparently is on his way somewhere as well. Honestly, Barcelona's transfer policy is flawed at the best of times.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, he's a decent footballer. I think he'd actually suit Spanish football maybe a little bit more than he does suit the English game, because he's a technically very good footballer. I think the pace of the English game, he likes to be on the ball a little bit longer, and he gets time for in England, I think. And you put him in another league, I think he'll benefit from that. He'll look a good player. But I think Barcelona are trying to get rid of Rafinha. But also in Chelsea news. So apparently Chelsea are interested in signing Frank Kessie now. Obviously they're after Caicedo, but Brighton ain't being moved, man. Big up to Brighton. Why should they sell him for cheap? Yeah, Brighton wants 75 million or nothing, so they might be looking at Kessie now. Michael, Chelsea, they will. Everyone says what they're doing might look a bit silly on the eye, but I have a feeling what Chelsea are doing is a good thing in a way because for their club, because I think they're buying young talent early now, sticking them on long contracts. Because I've noticed a lot of them are getting like 7-year deals, sticking them on long contracts. So one, it benefits the team. You protect their market value if they don't work out. Also, two, Bowley can't spend like this every single year. So eventually the spending will stop. But is he trying to get his team in now, bed it in for the years to come? What do you reckon on that?
Look, I actually really like what Chelsea are doing. I know people are going to say, look at the money they're spending. They spend more than Liverpool have in the past 6 years. Well, that's more on Liverpool, to be honest. They got to trust what have we always been critical with Chelsea? They always buy these superstars and they never work out. Well, let them build a squad. Maybe they're kind of looking at what Arsenal have done in the last couple of years, trusting in the youth, build that squad, build that foundation, and they will have a super squad. I really like it. I think, the Mudryk deal is just crazy in a sense. I mean, hey, if Arsenal were going to pay 70 million, then Chelsea I don't think there's any problem in Chelsea spending 80 or 30 or what is it now, 90 million, because they're going to spread it over 8 years. So basically, they're going to give Shakhtar 8 million euros a year. So I actually like what Chelsea are doing. Look, it might be stupid right now. People are like, what are you doing? Why are you spending all this money on youth players? They have an idea. They have a database. They clearly have an identity on, we want to build a youth team. We want to develop the players, and let's see where they're at in 4 to 5 years, because maybe they'll sell them for even more than what they're at right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's as a business sense that everyone gets like, oh, you're spending 400-500 million. Look, it's the way the world's going, ain't it? And we're like Liverpool are stuck in that bit at the moment. So, obviously with all this takeover talk and stuff, I don't know what to make out of it. I actually got interviewed on Fox Sport earlier this week, and they told me some stuff that I could tell people. So I told everyone. It's all gone quiet now. So I don't know what to believe on anything, guys, right now with Liverpool and takeover is concerned. But Klopp mentioned it today, didn't he, in his press, that Liverpool have to invest. No matter what the manager, no matter what Klopp might think about spending money and stuff like that, Doug, we can't get left behind, can we? And if you look at Newcastle now, Chelsea coming with serious money. Man United are always going to spend, don't matter who their owners are. They're always going to spend. You got obviously Newcastle there, City got a populous bit. Arsenal spending money now. Liverpool can't be left behind, can they? So, if Liverpool sell to an Arab country like they might do to Saudi, Qatar, Dubai? Yes, we have thoughts about what happens in those countries, but I don't want to get too political. I mean, this country ain't exactly a shining beacon of humanity at the moment, is it? So I don't want to get too much
definitely not
political side of it. But look, a lot of people don't like it. But if we got taken over by an Arab country, we're going state owned. Would you be like me? Have to be a hypocrite and just go, look, we can't be left behind. Just bring us the money right now. We need a fresh investment in this football side.
I think that's probably most Liverpool supporters. I think that they would feel like that. I think the diehard sort of Liverpool fans would probably be like, we won't be sure about that. But I think we're just in the sign of the times, unfortunately. Like, we're going to get these kind of owners that are going to want to buy, Premier League football clubs. I mean, you look at obviously Newcastle, they're spending money, but they're actually spending money pretty sort of conservatively. They're just waiting for players to come in, because I think you've even noticed. I think players are actually being sort of priced out of moves to Newcastle because of obviously they think Newcastle can spend, but they won't sell their players to Newcastle for very, very cheap. And look, Chelsea, I agree with what Michael said. I think Chelsea are doing well with the spending that they're actually doing. And I think if you look at the signings, all right, Mudryk is pricey. Let's say that now. But Maduyuki, I think it's a very, very good signing. So, I think, as I said, I think it's a sign of the times. And I do think that we we will be powerless to stop these countries coming in to buy our football clubs. I think it's inevitable that one of these days, I think most Premier League clubs will probably be owned by sort of state-owned countries.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen eventually. I think one day, someone will own multiple teams at once. I think the rules will be dropped one day for someone to own multiple teams at once. Just the way it's going. So much football, so much money in football. But Chelsea are doing well with what the players they're buying this season. I think for Liverpool and Chelsea is sort of like it's almost a throwaway season. They know it's not going to get much worse or much better this season. Chelsea are building for the future. My worry, Michael, is that Liverpool is sort of standing still right now. You know, obviously we've got the owner issues and all that. I mean, I've never actually been against the ownership. You know, I've never been in and out. I'm just a Liverpool fan, you know. So I've never really been against the ownership. So as far as I'm concerned, when we all win together. When we lose, we should all lose together sort of scenario. But right now, they're not investing into the football club. Obviously, people have seen what's generated over the last 24 hours and numbers come out. Obviously, we don't know what the operating costs are, so we don't know what the profit left of that is.
Yeah.
But they've got to, if they're going to stay around for another year, a year in football is could be a decade. You know, it could cost you a 10-year spell. They got to invest, and they got to invest in positions that we need investing in, don't they, Michael?
Yeah. I mean, I know you are a little bit more positive with the owners and saying that we win, we lose together. I've been out with these guys since the January and 2021 season when they only got Kabak and Ben Davis. That's when I knew, you know what, these guys aren't serious. Get out there.
Oh, do not remind me, Michael.
If you're not serious and you're not going to back one of the best managers in the Premier League, then F off. That's all I have to say. You know, I've seen this. I know these owners from watching baseball and following it. They're stingy with money. They don't want to spend it. They have a squad and they keep it for many, many years. They'll get that one-star player and then they'll let go of that one-star player. So if they don't leave now, then we're really screwed for the summer.
Yeah.
Who are we going to buy then? We're not going to get Jude Bellingham. We're not going to get Caicedo. We're not going to get any of these guys. We'll probably sign some midfielder for on loan like Arthur and then just be stagnated again. Because clearly, if you didn't realize last year that we need a midfielder, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Liverpool should have been focusing on midfield for many years. But it just seems like the owners, they didn't want to spend the money. Klopp wanted to keep his midfield to keep them happy. And now it's just gone to a car crash. And that car crash needs to be fixed ASAP. If it doesn't, we're really screwed. And we're going to fall really behind Arsenal, United, what they're building, Chelsea, what they're building, Newcastle City. So we could be looking at Thursday nights for a couple of seasons if we do not change ownership. And that's a scary sight because Liverpool are not a Thursday night team. We're a Tuesday and Wednesday night team.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard all this stuff about FSG don't want to sell. It's a minority share they want. If FSG get offered the money they want for the football club, they're off.
They are.
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't blame them waiting for the money either. To be honest, if I owned something that I knew had a valuation...
You want the most money you want.
I will wait. I'm not going to go, I'll just take 2 billion. You know what I mean? If it's worth a 1.5 extra... I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean?
Well, look what they paid. Well, look what they actually offered to buy us in the first place, like 300 million. They've probably 12 times that now. Like they have made Liverpool a cash cow, and it's going to take a big offer to get them out of the club. And unfortunately, you know, it's not looking like they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So I think we just have to, you know, settle the fact that we'll be stuck with them for at least probably another 6 to 12 months at least, I would think.
Yeah, but Doug, the problem is with this takeover as well is when it comes to ownership and this amount of money, like this is just stupid money right now, even though Liverpool should be valued. It's going to take a while for a takeover. If people really think it's going to be like this, yes, we got new owners overnight. No. Negotiations for a $4 billion company is going to take a while. So hopefully the new ownership just comes in, I hope February, March, so that then we have a clear idea of what we want to do in the summer. If it happens in June, then we're just going to be scattergun. We're going to be kind of like Chelsea where we're buying this guy, and we don't really have a plan. So hopefully the ownership change comes soon.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it has to be done no later than May for me.
Yep.
So then they can sit down and go, right,
Yeah.
this is a plan going forward. Look, and I'm telling everyone right now, Liverpool get taken over, especially by if it is the Qatari group that take Liverpool over. It's the biggest takeover in football history.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it, because your Real Madrid's and that can't get taken over because the policies in Spain and, you know, Germany's at, you know, fan ownership clubs and stuff like that. So full takeovers, they go out for big teams like that. So this would be huge. And rivals don't want it. Let's face it. You know, Liverpool with money is that's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. But this Chelsea game Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. Michael, I don't like 12:30 kickoffs, especially when Liverpool lose, because it ruins my whole weekend and I can't watch no football whatsoever. I don't know if you're the same, but man, as soon as it's an early kickoff, we lose. That's it. I don't watch no football.
Well, luckily for me, Jamie, I love Liverpool, but I'll just watch all football, so it doesn't really affect me too much. I'll be affected for 30 minutes after the game, depending on how the result. Like the Brighton one, that took me a long while and a couple of drinks to get over, but if we lose against Chelsea, this Chelsea team, I don't know what to think, because I hate Chelsea. I'll come here because this is a more Liverpool channel. I hate Chelsea. I despise this team. After the Champions League semifinals we had, the quarterfinal 08-09, then what they did with Demba Ba, I've always hated this team. So getting one over this blue team from London would be even sweeter in the situation we're at right now. And it just feels like this should be a big game. It's always a big game no matter what the stakes are, but now it's just like with the way both teams are playing, the situation at both clubs, it's kind of like, who cares? Like, all right, we're just going to play the game and then we move on. It's a sad state of affairs, especially at Liverpool. Like, I don't know how the crowd are going to be either. They better be up for this game. The atmosphere at Anfield has been dreadful this season, except for Champions League. That's it. That atmosphere, I don't feel it anymore.
Yeah, Europe's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Europe's a different kettle of fish, the Anfield crowd. But I will say, like, obviously there's a lot of people saying about they're going to protest tomorrow. There's going to be a protest, like Darren's saying. I doubt there'll be one.
Yeah.
I doubt there'll be one. And to be fair, what is the point of the protest now? They're selling the club. You know, people should have probably been protesting 2 years ago. You know, if they want it that strongly.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool will protest. See, the thing with fans that go to the games, not all the fans believe and listen to everyone on Twitter about FSG out and, you know, stuff like that. They got their own opinions, and a lot of the fan base actually don't mind FSG. You know, I'm one of them. I'm not their most hate. I don't hate them. I don't hate them like I hate Hicks and Gillette. You know, that was proper hate. You know, that was like you know, if I knew your postcode sort of hate. You know what I mean? But this.
No, you basically put Gillette and Hicks in the trash. Honestly, they were pricks.
This is different. All it is for me right now, as a Liverpool fan, I'm just worried about us getting left behind, and our ownership can't invest right now to keep us where we should be. So they need to be sold up. It's as simple as that. But I just don't see a protest. If there is one, it's going to be really quiet. It's not going to be a loud protest.
I would highly doubt if there was a protest. Someone actually tweeted me earlier, right? This is Chelsea's injury list for tomorrow.
They got a first 11 there, haven't they?
Basically Mendy, Reece James, Chilwell, Fofana, Conte, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Sterling, Broja, Zakaria, and Pulisic, and Felix is suspended.
I'll tell you what, out of all them, the two people I'm actually happy that are not playing is Sterling. No, actually, Reece James, Sterling, and Zakaria.
And Pulisic always shows up against Liverpool.
Always a game against Liverpool as well, doesn't he? Because, you know, he loves Klopp, don't he? So he just wants to show him what he can do every time. Yep. But they're the 3 or 4 main ones. I'm glad they're not playing. Michael, tomorrow, do you think they hand debuts to the new boy? Or the 2 new boys? I don't have the thing he's made it in time.
Yeah, I don't know about the Madueke. I don't know if they made it in time.
Madueke, I think, was signed too late.
Yeah, but Mudrik's available, I think.
Yeah, Mudrik's available. I think he's going to start.
Yeah, he might not have 90 minutes in his legs.
No, he's going to probably play like 60 to 70 minutes, but I think he's going to start the game. No. Well, what other option do they have? They got to play him, so might as well just... Go ahead.
I know you're really into, you know, a lot about the European side of the game and stuff like that. You're really in depth and all it, what I've seen on your channel. So I've never really seen him much. I'm going to say that now. Be honest, I didn't really hear of him much, apart from Football Manager. I've never really.
That's always a key.
I've never really heard of him much. To be fair, till the transfer came out with Arsenal a month or so ago, and then I looked at him. What's his big strengths or weaknesses?
I mean,
as a player?
his pace is ridiculous. I mean, he's quick.
Yep.
That's what I'm afraid of tomorrow. I think he's going to tear Trent a new one, and that's sad to say, but he's a very direct player. So I think that's what Chelsea need. They don't have a lot of pace up front. So getting a guy like Modric, look, is he worth 100 million? Of course not. He's not worth that sort of money. But Chelsea clearly see there's a player in there. And if Arsenal really wanted him, you know there's definitely a player, because Arsenal's recruiting in the last 2 years has been on point with all the signings they've made. So if Arteta wanted him, I think Chelsea have an exceptional player in their hands. Even though, you know, people will say he's got a lot of pressure. Well, I think he's mentally strong. Just judging by him with the Ukraine League, obviously it's Ukraine League, but what he's done in the Champions League and watching him for Ukraine national team under 21s, I think they really got a good player in their hands. I don't think he's going to be an instant impact, but in 2 to 3 years, he could be actually a world beater. Now, is he going to be that sort of Mbappe, Vinicius Junior level? No, but he can definitely become one of the best left wingers in the Premier League. Just his pace is insane. Watch, all Chelsea are probably going to do is put the ball in behind on Trent, and he's going to get to it. And then he's going to take Trent. He's going to probably do a couple step overs. He can take it out on the left side because both of his feet are really good. I'm scared what he can do to Trent tomorrow. Because you saw what Mitoma did.
Yeah. That is an issue. Is he got like Darwin pace? You know that.
Yeah, he's quick.
Like that?
He's so quick. Yep.
Is he quicker than Darwin? Because Darwin's ridiculously quick.
He might be up there. I think they're both equal. Yep.
That's mad. I mean, as I said, I've not most. All I've heard about is his pace, his techie. He's 22, ain't he? He's 22 as well. So they got a player there for the future, no doubt. Big up, Sean. He says Camavinga on loan to Arsenal. Apparently, we should be all over this if true. Yeah, I've heard a few of that going around.
The heck is going on here?
That'd be an insane signing for Arsenal.
That'd be mad for Real Madrid to do as well, to be fair. That would make... I don't know if... Unless Real Madrid are bringing someone in I don't know about, that'd be a mad one, because Camavinga was the difference in their Champions League campaign last year when he came off the bench. That'd be a mad one to do. He's a talented boy. Liverpool, by the way, should have bought him when he was like 10 million, by the way, before he went to Real Madrid. But that's another story for another day. Mm-hmm. Doug, I'm going to ask one question, yay or nay. Is Darwin Nunez actually Liverpool's most important attacker right now?
Wow.
I threw it out there, man.
That is, you've got me by surprise with that one. Jeez, Darwin Nunez, Liverpool's most important attacker. I think in a way you could say, yeah. Because I think we missed him at Brighton. I think we missed him taking on players at Brighton. Look, Gakpo is still taking time to get used to this league, and I think he will for a while. I mean, we badly miss Bobby. I miss Bobby because I think we're missing his creativity in the attack. I think we play better with him up front than we do with obviously. Gakpo and obviously like Nunez. But having said that, I actually think we missed Nunez badly against Brighton, because I think he would have taken players on. So to answer your question, is he our most important attacker? I would say yes, because I think you look at Salah. I think he's probably more about the numbers now rather than sort of. I think it's sort of individual things for Mo Salah now. I think he's wanting to get more goals. Look, he's practically almost getting above Kenny Dalglish, for goodness sake as well. So I think Mo's all about the numbers. So for me, I do think Nunez is our most important attacker.
And this is like for everyone. This is what players that are available because of Jota and Diaz are long-term injuries. So. I might put him Jota, maybe, because I think he's a fabulous little player. Michael, Nunez Liverpool's most important attacker right now?
I would say so, or at least the only one who's trying. You can see there's effort there, and he cares about the club, even though, I don't really rate the guy. That's just my opinion, but that's a story for another day. But he actually is putting effort out there. The rest of our team look flat. Flat as pudding. Come on, man. So, got to give him some time, and hopefully Darwin can come through tomorrow. If he can get 2 goals and shut up some critics, that would be even better, because I can imagine he's under a lot of pressure, and for a young player like him coming in under that fee, I can imagine that affected him a little bit, because these players, they read all the social media. Even though he doesn't speak any English, he reads it, and he's like, oh wow, nobody's really trusting in me. Let me go prove them wrong. And then I think he's overthinking with all these situations. So, and look, Doug says that we could have used them against Brighton. We could have had Messi, Ronaldo, Prime. We could have done nothing against Brighton. That's how awful we were in every other department of the field. So, I miss Darwin. And he is right now our most dangerous attacking player, because Salah, I don't know what's going on with him. I really don't.
That's it. I was going to come to Mo next. I mean, with Darwin, I love Darwin. I'm one of his. I'm on that Darwin train, man. I'm like, woohoo! I'm all the way. I've got my Darwin face mask coming. Everything's coming, man. I love the man. But I love him, man. I just love chaos, man.
Jamie, you know what? My nickname for Darwin is El Loco, the crazy.
The crazy, exactly, man. He's just. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what the man's going to do, and I love that. What I do love about him, though, he's the only striker we got who runs in behind. Everyone, Mo comes towards the ball now. Mo don't really turn and go past this man no more. He wants to come towards the ball. Darwin stretches the opposition, and when he doesn't play, we actually miss that, because Luis Diaz does it as well. He stretches the opposition. Yep. Jota comes in, Salah comes in now. So when Mane was here last season, Mane stretched the opposition. So we missed that, and I think Darwin will be a big plus to us tomorrow, because he'll be the threat we'll be looking at. With Molo, right? I'm going to say something right now. I don't think Mo should play against Chelsea.
Then who's going to start at right wing?
I'd play Elliot. I'd play RB Elliot. And here's my reason why. So, against Wolves, we had that midfield of, obviously, Stefan Iniesta. That's his name over
Wait. You call him Stefan Iniesta? Oh.
That's his name on the channel, right? we love the guy. Keita, who should play if he's fit, and Thiago, right? That midfield 3 did what Klopp wants them to do with the press and the high intensity in midfield, right? They did what he wanted them to do because, A, they're all mobile. 2, Keita's been injured for so long, his legs ain't actually gone because he ain't played much. So he can still do it. And by Stefan Iniesta is at an age where, look, he did more in half an hour and Fabinho's done in 18 months. So I'd keep them in. And what it helped as well, because Klopp made wind of this, and I didn't realise it till the other day when I watched the Wolves game. The reason our pressing's gone out of the game is because our forwards don't press no more either. Our forwards don't press. Salah don't press anymore because he doesn't run. Darwin Nunez don't really want to press. He does an individual press now and then, but not a team press because he wants to get in behind into space. And on the left in the recent games has been the Ox, and it's the Ox. So with the game the other day, Elliot on the right, Carvalho on the left, and Gakpo through the middle. All of them came towards the ball. Gakpo was a linking player. Elliot wanted to play off the midfield and play 1-2s and give and goes. So it helped the midfield press because, the forward line was pressing at the same time. And Salah is so out of form right now, I think he needs to kick up the arse. Even if this is a massive game, I think Klopp's just got to hold his nerve a little bit and go, Mo needs to kick up the arse. He's out of form. He came on the other day, disastrous performance coming on against Wolves, by the way. Ben Doak showed more, right? And I'd go, right, Harvey, you stay right. Darwin through the middle and Gakpo on the left. That's what I would seriously think about playing now. Actually, I'd play Darwin on the left, sorry. Gakpo through the middle as the linking player who can drop deep and pick up the ball to midfield because he's quite good with his back to goal on the turn as well, finding the space wide. Personally, Michael, that is the reason why I would drop Mo tomorrow.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Mo. I don't know if it's just that contract or as people say, Christmas tax with him, but something is up. We give you a big contract and you're performing like this. Come on, this is ludicrous, Mo Salah. You're one of my favorite players, but if you're gonna keep stinking up the place, hold a bench. I don't care. It doesn't matter what status you've had at the club or what have you done in the past. If you're not performing, you need to be dropped. I agree with you, Jamie, but I don't see Klopp doing it. I just don't, unfortunately. But Elliott did play well when he was on the right side. Then when he got moved to the middle, it was disaster. He was just a disaster when he got moved to the middle. So hopefully Klopp does have some cojones and drop him, but I just cannot see it. I genuinely can't.
Look, neither can I. I just don't want a midfield tomorrow of Hendo, Fabinho, and Keita and Thiago.
Oh no, Jamie! If I see that midfield, I'm not turning on the TV. I'm sorry, I'm not.
I just don't want to see it, Doug. I don't want to see that. I don't know about you, Doug. I don't want to see that lineup. I think Stefan Bajcetic has, done enough in that Wolves game to tell Klopp, you know what, Fabinho's in awful form right now. When Fabinho came on, by the way, everyone walked past him. Right? It was just like, why did we make that sub? So I don't know what's on with Fabinho right now. I don't know if he's done. He needs like a year off or something. Personally, I'd sell him next season.
No, Jamie. He doesn't need a year off. He needs retirement.
Yeah, I'd sell him next season personally.
Yep.
He'd be one of the players I'd let go. I just don't ever see him getting better. So would you be dropping Mo tomorrow, Doug?
I mean, you've got to be honest with yourself. I think Mo Salah's been actually asked to play a different position this season. I think he's been asked to sort of be that sort of it's almost like a touchline winger kind of position. He's having to like hold the touchline. I think Mo's been expected to like do more because when we obviously played with like Mane and Salah, like it was usually going to Salah, it was usually going to Mane, but I think we've having Gakpo there, we're having obviously Nunez there. I think Salah is being asked to sort of be that sort of creator now. I don't think it's all about goals with Mo. I think it's more about creator. I do agree he is not in great form. He is not in great form at the moment. But is Klopp gonna have the bollocks to the balls to drop him? I'm not sure he does. If it was me, I am in agreement with you. I think Harvey Elliott, for me, is more of a right winger than a right midfielder. And I think that's his best position. I think you saw against Wolves what he could do with Harvey Elliott. And it's a magnificent finish. Yes, people can say it was question marks over the goalkeeper, but you've still got you've got the impetus to find Jose Sal off his line. And he managed to do that and scored a magnificent goal. And actually, if you look across the whole of the game, I think the two players that probably were man of the match was probably Harvey Elliott and obviously Stefan Bajcetic.
Yeah, they had excellent games. What I did notice from that game is Thiago looked like he loved playing with Stefan Bajcetic. Because I think he's got someone he's on my similar level. I'm not having to, run about and do Fabinho's job because Fabinho's now out of position and I'm knackered when I get hold of the ball. Stefan, was getting the ball, playing nice passes into Thiago. I think that really helped Thiago. And I'll tell you, another one I think really helped the midfield as well. Look, he's leaving. We know he's leaving. But Naby Keita, the last few games, obviously he played against Wolves, the whole 90 minutes. I thought he was excellent in the way he played. Every time he's come on a sub the last 4 or 5 games, I've been like, he's our best midfielder when he comes on the pitch. In front of Hendo and Fabinho, thinking, Jurgen, I know he's leaving in 6 months and he's not going to be our player. I know you want to keep him desperately, but he won't take a lower wage. But play the man. If Naby's fit now, Michael, we ain't got a lot to go, right, he shouldn't be playing because so-and-so so much better than him right now. Naby is arguably Liverpool's second best midfielder as a footballer behind Thiago.
Yeah. I do not want to see an NFL kicker in our midfield, aka Jordan Henderson. I don't. I'm done with that 30-yarder pass and it doesn't work out. Cool, you have the book. He needs to rewrite a new one. It says how to actually play football. I'm sorry. I love the captain. He's been a great servant for our club, but right now he needs to not sniff that pitch.
I agree.
Don't sniff it.
I
Okay, you can
don't
come
think
on for
he's
the last.
even fit tomorrow.
Sadly, I'm gonna say this good. He cannot not be playing anymore this season. I'm sorry, I'm done with him, man. He cannot control a midfield to save his life at the moment. But I do like Naby, but is he just good because the rest of our midfield has been so crap? That could be another reason why. Like, our midfield has been dreadful all season. At least seeing somebody who could control a ball and actually make a pass more than 5 yards is nice. It's nice. So let's hope Keita has another good game, because we need him to have a good game. And usually, in these sort of big games, Keita's reliable. Can he play the whole 90 in that intensity? I don't know. That's a worry.
This what worries me. Like, Naby played 90 minutes against Wolves.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, no, Klopp, I know. Look,
you know what's
I
happening.
understand. I know, and I don't want it to happen,
He sank to his knees, didn't he? He sank to his knees in the middle of the center circle. Like, I don't know if anyone noticed this the other night, but he actually sank to his knees at the end of the game in the middle circle. Like, oh, I finally managed to do sort of like 90 minutes and do that. But I actually saw a stat. I don't know if it's true. Apparently, if we play Thiago and Keita together, it's like our highest win percentage with those two in midfield. So,
wow, what a shock! I wonder why.
They're our two best midfielders. I mean, it's just, they are literally our two best midfielders. Naby's problem is, I don't think many people have ever argued that he ain't a good footballer. The whole thing on Naby is that, he's just
Made
not
out of
reliable.
glass.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know. But I always feel like if Naby's available, he's one of them players if he's available, he offers something to the team. And if he's fit, I think you should just play him, because, Hendo, I love the look. Jordan Henderson, I don't make bones about it. He's one of my favourite ever Liverpool players. I say it because I like him. I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. But I think age is starting to catch up on his legs a little bit. You look at Milner at 37. I saw Milner burning people at fullback the other day. Slowing Sain El Nouri down and then going past him. I was like, what is going on here? How is this possible? And I'm like, I was thinking in Keita, and I was thinking, can Hendo do that? No, he can't. No.
Yeah.
So, Hendo's legs are just getting a bit old for him now, and he can't play many games. And I've always said it. Doesn't matter if you're club captain. Doesn't mean you should play every week. And Jamie Redknapp was club captain for years, and he didn't play. So, I mean, you don't have to play games of football. But look, Naby and Thiago would be my starting midfield guys. Would that be your two definitely out of the three tomorrow?
Yeah, and then
Definitely.
and just the same midfield.
Yeah.
If I dare see Klopp start Fabinho in that midfield, we're done. I don't even care what Chelsea's, because they have a horrendous midfield. If we start Fabinho, it's GG. I'll get my beers ready after the game for Soros, because I cannot watch Fabinho anymore. It's like what? It's like I don't even know what analogy I want to use for it, but it's just horrendous. It's horrendous. So please, Klopp, play the footballers. Don't play the sentimental guys. Play the footballers, and we could win this game.
Well, the other day when Klopp said he's ruthless and he doesn't have favourites and he doesn't live on sentiment?
Lies.
Did anyone believe him when he said that?
Heck no.
No.
Otherwise, we would have had new midfielders last season.
Because we've been arguing on this channel the last few days about Jurgen's ruthlessness and if he actually is ruthless, because, Naby and Ox have been here together now 5 years, 6 years, and they've never played football.
Yeah.
Should they have been here that long if he was not sentimental? Also, the players that come out, as soon as Henderson is injured or Milner is injured, as soon as they're fit, they come straight back in the team. So ruthlessness, I just don't think he's got it in him. No,
he doesn't.
Have you heard Jurgen talk about talk about life, not football? And his policies and stuff like that. Jurgen's very left wing. He's very liberal. He's a socialist, yeah. So he has his views in life are the same as in football, and I don't think he sees being a manager like Pep Guardiola sees being a manager. I think when Klopp finishes a game and goes home that day, he probably don't listen to anyone, don't want to talk about football. He probably watches Netflix and chills. You know what I mean? He probably has a beer and a fag and just like chills out. I'm telling you. He don't care. He don't care. He's not like
Why
that.
did I just get that image in my head, Jamie? Thank
There
you.
you go. There you go. Naked Jurgen for everyone. But I don't think he cares about that sort of thing like we want him to. So as a person, I don't think he can change like
Yeah, I
that,
don't
like-
think he's a serial winner like Jose Mourinho,
Nah.
who's going to do anything, be dirty tactics, even though I
Yeah.
kind of like that sort of managers, especially in football. Like in life, okay, I don't want that sort of guy, but I think Klopp is now, you realize the sentimental has killed him with Liverpool. It was good at the beginning. You keep a close squad, very small squad, but right now it is not working out whatsoever. And it should have changed last season. It should have. The signs were there. Should have made investments. Nope. He wanted to keep the same guys. He thought maybe one more season. Unfortunately, bit him in the ass quite hard.
Yeah, I agree. It's a shame. It's a shame about some of these players like Keita and Thiago with their injury records.
Jamie, I got to head off. Thanks
Yeah,
for
no
having
worries,
me.
Michael. Thanks for coming on as always.
Good to see you,
See
Doug.
again soon, man.
Good to see you, Mike.
Later, my man.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, and big up to Michael there. Guys, don't forget to go and subscribe to his channel. Michael Talks Football. Is it Michael Talks Football? I can't remember.
Yeah, Michael Talks Football.
Michael Talks Football. Yeah, go and subscribe to his channel, guys. Good Liverpool fan. We'll get him on the channel again. So the defence. No, actually, before we talk about the defence, Doug, let's talk about a certain Cody Gakpo. Now, Cody Gakpo is coming for a bit of criticism from fans lately. I think it's a bit mad because he's only played 3 games.
Yeah, there you go. 3 games. 3 games.
Do you know what it is? When Luis Diaz came into Liverpool last January, he hit the ground running, didn't he? We was like, wow.
Yeah.
Straight away. But Gakpo is a completely different kind of footballer. Luis Diaz, energy, that pace, explosiveness, dribbling. He's got to do that no matter where he's at, no matter what the team is, whatever's going on with the team right now, he can slot in. Also, Liverpool were far better last year than they are now as a team. So Gakpo is coming into a team that's all over the shop right now. 9th in the Premier League. Getting used to the way we're playing. I mean, he doesn't even know what the system is at Liverpool yet. Luis Diaz had an idea of it. Similar kind of sort of system at Porto, can come in quite easily, do his thing. Gakpo, I think he's going to be a good player for us. I just don't think he's a forward. I don't think he's a forward. I don't think he's quick enough to play on the wings either. Jurgen Klopp Liverpool in a way.
He's probably more of like a number 10 kind of player, isn't he? I mean, you saw like in the World Cup when he was playing in the World Cup. I think he was more of a sort of a left forward as well. But yeah, I don't think we've found his right position yet. Obviously like Elliot, being sort of a right winger. I don't think we've sort of found his sort of position yet. But do you know what? I think if he gets a goal tomorrow, that'll give him the world of confidence for sure.
Yeah, I mean it will. I think Gakpo will be fine. I just don't see him as a winger. I really don't, because I look at what Klopp wants in a winger. He wants explosiveness and pace. Look at all the wingers under Jurgen Klopp. That's who plays there. Look, Divock Origi used to come on for Liverpool and play left wing because he's quick.
Yep.
He didn't really play him through the middle because he likes that pace in the wide areas and counter attacks. And Gakpo's quick. I'm not saying Gakpo's slow at all. He's quick. He's just not as explosive and as quick as like a Salah or a Luis Diaz. He's I'd say he's similar sort of like Jota, that kind of speed, that kind of speed. So Gakpo, I think, will start. But my thoughts on Gakpo is I think he's Bobby's replacement long term.
It feels like it.
Yeah, I looked at him against Wolves and I thought, hey, he's playing that number 9 role, but he's not playing that number 9 role as an out 9. He was playing it more as a false 9 because he was dropping deep a heck of a lot. And I've been saying it for a while now. Liverpool missed that link player up front. We've had Bobby for so long, right? And because we aren't playing any differently. We're playing the same way under Jurgen. We've always have done, right? There's no real difference to the team structure in the way we play. So having Bobby all that time, that link up, man. And I know we bought Darwin in the summer, but I've always said it. I don't think we bought Darwin in the summer to be an out and out 9. I think he was, because of his abilities and his pace and his movement, he can be versatile. He can play on the left. Well, a lot of people forget 15 of his goals last season for Benfica actually came out in left wing. So he can play in multiple positions up front. With Gakpo, I'm looking at him thinking, is he that player? He might not score a lot of goals, but like Bobby, he might get only like 10, 15 a season, but he's that link player between midfield and attack.
Yeah, I think you're spot on when you talk about Gakpo. I mean, I remember when he was playing. Like, obviously, I covered I think everyone covered the World Cup, and one of the games I actually covered was obviously Senegal against Netherlands. Now, obviously, Gakpo got 2 goals that day, and you just see his movement is very, very good. But the problem is we don't cross the ball. And I actually think he is a very good impact player to come on and if you cross the ball into him, he'll score. I think that's that simple as that. But I do think that Gakpo will come good. It's just I don't think, as we've obviously been discussing recently, we don't know his best position yet. And I'm with you. I don't think he's a forward. Is he a left winger? For me, I think his best position is a number 10. So it's trying to find. I wonder if we play 4-2-3-1 tomorrow.
Yeah,
with probably Gakpo behind Nunez. Yeah,
I've been seeing that. I'm just looking at this as Anfield now, and they got something up here. I'm going to bring up. They say we definitely could do, because we've got only 4 injuries in the club now. I believe it's only 4 injuries. I say only. I mean, I believe them injuries are Van Dijk, Diaz, Jota, Arthur,
Bobby.
I don't count, and Bobby. So really, out of them 4, out of Arthur, Arthur's never going to play. So Bobby, Jota, Diaz, and Van Dijk are the 4 that are missing from our squad right now, right? And look, Diaz and Jota and Bobby are massive misses.
Massively.
I think Bobby's a huge miss. I think people underestimate what Bobby does to this side massively, and it tells when he doesn't play. And Jota. Jota's a poacher in the box, man. I think we haven't got a poacher in the box, really. And I think Jota's perfect. He's that perfect player. But where you say that for, so this is Anfield have got that up, right, on the website as a potential formation for tomorrow. So they're going Darwin up top, Mo on the right, Gakpo on the left, Harvey Elliott in the 10 in that free role, which a lot of people think is his more suited position. And then Thiago and Bajcetic as the central midfield partnership. But they got Gomez with Kanate is the interesting one.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but for me, Gomez isn't a centre-back anymore. I think he's more of a right-back now. I think he's more of a right-back sort of replacement for Trent. I mean, Trent's going to have a nightmare game tomorrow anyway. He's you might laugh at this. He's up against the Ukrainian H from Steps, because Mudryk looks like H from Steps. Seriously, he looks like H from Steps. So he's getting called Ukrainian H from me. Anyway, but yeah, for me, Gomez isn't a centre back anymore. He's just not a centre back. I think. Look, it was fabulous to see what he could do in the 1920 season. That was his probably first season that he was never injured, and then just ever since then he just gets niggly wee injuries, and obviously he's had 2 very serious knee injuries as well. So yeah, for me, I just think, and the problem is he's not a defender either, because he ball watches too much. I think we've seen goals this season that we've conceded. Sometimes it's Gomez's mistake, and he does have an eye to ball watch. But when he was at right back against Wolves, he was going down that right hand side very, very well. So for me, I think he is probably the player to come off the bench. If we're being honest, I do think he is a right back now, not a left back. I know he was a left back at Charlton. I was like, he's never getting in ahead of Robertson or Simicast. So for me, Gomez is definitely a right back.
Yeah, I mean, I do somewhat agree with that. What my only worry is that Joel Matip looks really shaky lately. Really shaky.
Unlike the giraffe.
It just there's something about I don't know what it is. But he just don't look quite himself. He don't look settled. He don't look the same without Van Dijk. I will say. Look, a lot of these players don't look the same without Van Dijk, but that's just how good Van Dijk is as a leader at the back. If Van Dijk is not as good as a player he was like a couple of years ago because of the injury, he's still a very good player. But what he is also a tremendous leader at the back. And I think they all miss them. But look, Kanate is definitely the starter at the moment, ain't he? I don't think.
100%. Yes, I know he's had a few sort of shaky games as well, but I think if you look at the game the other night, I think Kanate was back to his superior's best. I thought he was very, very good against Wolves, and funnily enough, actually, the player that scored against us at Anfield, Goncalo Guedes, has actually gone back to Benfica.
Has he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, mad. That's a mad one. This January transfer, I don't know. Like Arsenal did 2 deals in 24 hours. I don't know what's going on. It's absolutely mad, this January transfer window. But yeah, like Kanate for me is the left centre back, left-sided centre back while Van Dijk's away. And it's just who partners him. Now, I will say I thought Gomez had a good game against Wolves. But what I did notice is we didn't play nowhere near as high as we did against Wolves in that second game. Now we were a little bit deeper. We dropped back a little bit more and let the midfield control the game. I don't know if it's because he had a midfield out there of Keita, Thiago, and Stefan Iniesta. So he thought, you know what, these 3 boys can control that midfield a little bit. I don't need to push up so high. And I think not pushing up so high actually helps someone like a Joe Gomez out because then he has to fully concentrate a little bit more on his defending. That game against Wolves, I thought he had a better performance than Matip did against Brighton and so on. So I'm not sure. I think Kanate definitely starts. I think, and it would shock me if Gomez started. It wouldn't shock me if it is Gomez and Kanate at the back. So right back. Let's talk about Trent. So obviously, I think Trent's been really good since the World Cup. His defending, his one-on-one defending is always very good. His defending, his defensive problems are, when someone gets in behind and he turns off and he just literally shuts down. It's like C-3PO. Someone's hit the switch, and he just completely shuts down. I don't get that. I don't get that. But it's one-on-one defending when he's face on. When he's face on, he's actually really good. But it's his concentration, man. And look, we know what Matoma did to him. Now, Mudrik's playing. If Mudrik's playing tomorrow, and everyone tells me he's like lightning quick. Would you start Trent tomorrow? Or would you be like, I've got to start a Milner or a Gomez at right back because they're defensively better for me against whatever Chelsea are going to come up against on that side? Or just Klopp like, Trent's in good form, going forward low. He's still one of the most creative players. So do we take away the creativity? They go a bit more solid, or do we stick with the creativity?
I think we stay with the creativity. I think he definitely starts tomorrow. But yeah, as you said, he doesn't do very well against pacey wee wingers, does he? Mitoma the other night had him on toast almost as well. Mudryk, I think he will be good. I think he will start on the left hand side. And I think Trent's going to have to, obviously, watch what he's doing. But yeah, for me, he's still our best creative right back. I think it's safe to say. So yeah, for me, I would keep it. I would definitely keep the creativity in there, because I think Chelsea are all sort of about set pieces for me. I think they're a sort of a set piece team. But the one thing that's really worrying me about Chelsea, not really worrying me about Chelsea, is they hardly score goals. Like, this is the thing about Potter at Brighton. His Brighton team didn't score goals. Look at him at Chelsea. He's got better players at Chelsea. And now look what's happened. Look what's happened. Chelsea are not scoring goals, and then you've got Brighton. De Zerbi, his team is scoring goals for fun. So, and the one thing as well, they badly miss Reece James, badly, because I think
he's available.
no, I don't. No, he's one of the ones that's been mentioned as injured. But Chelsea don't play well without Reece James, because their system is all about attacking fullbacks, and the fact that Cucurella is being, sort of single-handedly named as one of these players that isn't working very well. He's missing Reece James on the other wing, because him and Reece James are the Chelsea system. If Chelsea don't have Reece James in their system, they struggle. And look what's happened to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta has got older with age, so that's going to be a thing as well. Chelsea missing Reece James is a big plus tomorrow, and I hope we take advantage of that tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. Because look, Chelsea, it's mad, ain't it? I remember fans telling us that you rely too much on Robbo and Trent for your creativity. Chelsea exactly the same. They rely on Chilwell and Reece James. I put Chilwell in there as well. I think he's a big miss there, because Cucurella, I don't know what that's happened to Cucurella. At Brighton, he looked excellent. At Chelsea, he looks like he can't even defend. Like, he can't even defend. It's like, what has happened to this player? Did he just have a purple patch at Brighton? This is why I always worry about buying players too quickly when you've seen them for a few months. You know what I mean? Because it could just be like they've had a good few months and they're having a purple patch and everything's going right for them, and they look amazing when that happens. And then you buy the player and they go, right, I'll come to a big team now, and big wages, and you sort of like, you settle in yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're not quite as good, but I don't know what's happened to him, because he's not a threat going forward. He's not defending at the moment, but they've really got no one else that can stick over there. That's their problem at the moment, because of Chilwell's injury. So, Chelsea desperately need them two fullbacks back. Fortunately, I don't think they're going to be ready in time for Liverpool, is what I was hearing. So
no, I've heard Reece James has been back in training, but I don't think they're going to risk him or anything
they risked him last time, didn't they? And that's why he got re-injured. So I think they're going to be a bit careful with him. But Chelsea, they got a big enough squad, the amount of players they got now. But their midfield's going to be interesting tomorrow, isn't it? So we're talking about our midfield. I was just listening to Carefree Lewis, big up to Carefree Lewis, and he's basically saying, like, Chelsea's, what Liverpool's problem is, he's saying Chelsea have the same sort of problem at the moment. There's midfielders in there that are burnt out or too slow now, or legs have gone. And it's like the only one that's decent for him is, as he was saying, was Kovacic. Excellent player. Look, Jorginho, terrible. Conor Gallagher, like him as a player, but I just don't think he's that level.
He's not a Chelsea player, Gallagher.
No, that's why I look better. That's why I look better at Palace, because that's his level.
Yeah, he was much better at Palace, and I think the thing is as well. Like, I'm amazed he's stuck by Chelsea. I thought he was going to be on the move in the summer. I thought he might have gone back to Palace permanently, but yeah, Gallagher just doesn't strike me as a Chelsea midfielder, and I think Chelsea are just. I think that's why they're like signing players to come in into the fold. But yeah, for me, Gallagher, I think he would suit a Crystal Palace more than he would at Chelsea. He was at West Brom for a reason as well.
Yeah, exactly. And look, Sterling as well. Sterling out injured. I like Sterling. I've, he plays well every time. I like him. I think he's a good footballer and he's a threat. But him being injured, obviously they got their new boy got suspended.
Mudryk?
No, who's the geezer got suspended? It's gone right in my head.
Oh, Felix.
Yeah, Chow Felix with his that was mad. Chow Felix just deciding to commit Harry Kerry on his debut. Absolute mad.
I mean, this isn't Atletico Madrid in Craven Cottage, England.
He's still got it in his head though. He can't get it out, can he? He's like, I've got to be Chow Felix from Atletico Madrid. I've got no choice. I'm glad he's out. No Sterling.
Yeah.
Look, their forwards don't score. This is Chelsea's problem, like you're saying. You got Kai Havertz, who's brings Spider into the chat. Big up, Spider. How you doing, mate?
How's it going, lads? You alright?
Hello, Spider.
Man, you good?
You dog. How are you keeping?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
All good. Surviving, lads.
Kind
of looking forward to this tomorrow, to be honest with you.
I just like your top.
Oh, thanks very much.
Oh, yeah.
Supernatural, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the game tomorrow. I know a lot of Liverpool fans are not, and Chelsea fans are not either, because of the way the two teams are at the moment. Look, if both teams lose tomorrow, like if Liverpool lose tomorrow, they stay where they are. If Chelsea lose tomorrow, they stay where they are. It's just one of them. It's like one of them games, ain't it? Look, but
big game, and it seems kind of pointless, doesn't it?
Yeah, it could be the most Barclays game you've ever seen. I mean, this could be game. I've said it already. This could be game of the season. In a way that both teams are so bad at the moment, I would be shocked if it's a brilliant 4-4. Do you know what I mean?
All the games,
the way they are.
All the games last season finished in draws, didn't they? So, like, all 4 meetings finished in draws last season. So, I mean, I think draw is probably the result if you were a betting man, and obviously I'm not. But I think a draw would be probably the most likely result. Obviously, I want to win. Obviously, I want to win, of course.
Why are you not a betting man, Doug? Why?
No, I'm not a betting man.
Get on it. No, stay away from it. It's dangerous. No, look, Spider. So the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chelsea have got quite a few players out injured, ain't they? Liverpool really only got 4 injuries now.
Yeah.
And that's the 3 forwards. I'm not going to count Arthur Melo because he hasn't played. So, formation-wise, setup-wise, we're going to get to it in a bit. I'm going to get out. But how do you think we set up tomorrow? Do we play 4-3-3? Do we play sort of 4-2-3-1? Or how do you think we set up tomorrow?
You see, I don't know if Klopp wants to go for the jugular. If he wants to go for the jugular, he's going to go 4-3-3. But that's his formation that he likes within this squad. If he's been a little bit overly cautious, you go 4-2-3-1. I'd like us to try a 4-2-3-1 just to keep it, just to try and get some balance back in the team, just to try and get some wins under our belt again. It worked last October, November. You know, we switched to the 4-2-3-1 and then changed it off to the 4-3-3 as the game went on. I'd love to see that kind of starting to happen again. But in saying that, I still think they'll go with the 4-2-3-1. It's been tried and tested. The only thing I really want to see tomorrow is if he's going to try by Bajcetic.
Yeah, that's what we're saying there. So with Bajcetic, I mean, you see it's a performance against Wolves, and you're like, that we're all desperate for something right now as Liverpool fans, ain't we? So we see his performance against Wolves, and automatically we're like, he has to play against Chelsea. He has to play against Chelsea because he done more in that game than I've seen Fabinho in about 18 months.
Yeah, he was outstanding.
It was great, and what I like about him, look, yes, it was against a Wolves team. So I've heard this quite a bit. Oh, it was Wolves; they're terrible. Everyone forgets we played Fabinho and Henderson against Wolves in the first game, and they should have won the match. So and this time we played them on their turf, and our midfield completely outplayed them. So if you're Klopp, have you got quite a hard choice to make here?
Not really. look, he's always going to have a midfield headache. He has to stay loyal, but the only thing that's making me think that he might change it up a bit is the interview he did a few days ago when he says, "Am I loyal? Yeah, to the club. Am I loyal to players? To an extent, but not really." When he started saying that, you could see that the players are not playing for him. The way he wants them to play, so they're not good enough for him. So he's saying, right, we're let's begin this transition now, and he's already set it in motion. When he's seen that earlier on the season, I think a quarter of the way through the season, it was fully in motion. It's just that what's after kind of usurping it a bit is the fact that the owners have come out at the wrong period of time and said they're going to sell the club. They could have waited until the summer. They mightn't have bought anybody, and we would have been saying, "Oh, FSG out anyway." But because they did that, now people are expecting Klopp to have no funds. Now he's not expecting any funds, and we got Gakpo, and they're saying that was like the max of our funds. I don't understand where that came from. The only reason I can understand where that came from is that FSG want to make as much money out of the sale as possible. If it is a sale, my thing is if they're looking for investment, then I can't understand why they're still not investing themselves if they know that their investment will come in and balance out the books. So if they're not,
that's a great point.
If they're not investing, it means that they're looking to sell. In my eyes, I wouldn't put too much. Would you put too much into an old car if you're going to sell it? That's the kind of thing you would hand it over to the garage or the next owners, and their new experience would do that. So. Yeah, for the midfield options tomorrow, I would like to see Boychett and Thiago were outstanding in that game against Wolves. To do them together, it's like wherever Thiago was flicking a ball, Boychett was there to receive it. It was like from behind him, if it was Johan Cruyff in it, Boychett was picking up, but Boychett was laying it off. He already knew the next two steps he was taking to get around players because he could see it all happening in front of him. And that's the one thing that I was delighted to see because see with Fabinho lately he might win a ball but then he's looking around, he's doing a Curtis Jones as I call it, which is he's looking around too much instead of just using the instinct or pre-looking where he wants to go with the passes. But Boychett he was flawless the other night, really, wasn't he? And he put in a massive effort considering you seen the cramp that he got at the end. The only way that cramp is going to go is play the guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think after that, I think Klopp was actually shocked about that midfield three performance. I think Klopp was actually a bit taken back about how well Keita, Thiago, and Boychett all played because they all complemented each other beautifully as well. That was the thing; they all complemented each other beautiful. Jen, no, right. For anyone who don't get this yet, I googled Tyler Morton the other day, right, to see his stats and all that. Yeah, and this is why they're saying that. Joe, can you look at Tyler Morton for us with the smiley emojis? Right. I looked him up the other day, yeah, right? And the first thing I found on Tyler Morton, because I forgot to put Tyler Morton, Liverpool player, yeah? I put Tyler Morton just in Google to see his stats, yeah? And the first thing that came up was like a whole, like this 20-odd-something-year-old woman in prison gear, looking terrible. And I was like, I've got rid of the picture now. And I was like, that ain't Tyler Morton. What the hell is that? So, yeah, don't Google Tyler Morton, people. Don't Google Tyler Morton. You'll get in trouble.
New profile pic there, Jay.
I was like, who is this? And then I was reading about her as well. She's like, she's not a very nice person at all. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what other little thing you brought up as well, seeing that performance? I know it's only one, but hopefully it leads to something better. But the one thing that kind of stuck out for me the other day, or from the other night, is that I was complaining kind of myself about Thiago recently, saying that he can't do enough defensively, but it's just that because he shouldn't have to really, he should just be an anchor player that receives and plays people through. But the main thing was that it's really Fabinho and Henderson that needed at least somebody else like them in there. And then you were sort of, but what it does mean is that I know we were saying like Liverpool might need 3 or 4 players or something like that, but if Thiago and Boychett play as good as what they did the other night continuously, then you're looking at maybe only 2 more midfielders to come in, and it's not as bad as what we thought,
Yeah.
And that makes worries. No, 2 more, maybe a young kid, to come in or something like that, but not like 3 top midfielders. But it just kind of gives you a good outlook on it if Thiago's still at that level.
Yeah, I mean, Thiago was excellent. I mean, that's the Thiago we bought though. That's the player we want. We got Thiago in, and especially this season, we made him a runner. a midfield runner who's got to defend everywhere and cover Fabinho, and that's why he makes so many late tackles. Did he even have to make a tackle against Wolves?
Yeah.
I can't even remember him having to make a tackle because he was on the position of the pitch where we want him. He was defending. He was the DM. Keita, I thought Keita was excellent. I thought Keita and his defensive work was fantastic as well. And they just complemented each other. And you could see that Thiago liked playing with both of them as well.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Thiago got to be Thiago, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we want. I'm with you. I think that same midfield three really have to play. My just worry is like me and Doug were just speaking about, like our worry is that Klopp will just go back to tried and tested because it's Chelsea.
Yeah.
Because it's Chelsea Football Club and they're a big team where he should literally be playing the team that Chelsea right now. It's not the Chelsea of old right now. They're getting beaten by Leeds 3-0. They're getting pamped wherever they go. I just don't want to see Henderson Fabinho touching pitch tomorrow. I really don't. If I see them starting, Doug, it's going to be hard to keep the telly on.
Yeah, let's be honest. I will be the exact same as you. If I see Fabinho and Henderson on the pitch tomorrow, I'll be just like, oh, really? It's just the tried and tested. But actually, I don't think Henderson is available. I don't think he wasn't available against Wolves, so I don't think he'll be available tomorrow. I think he's still got concussion. Is that what I'm hearing?
He played the other day, didn't he? When he came back from it.
Oh, Christ, he was rubbish at Brighton as well.
I think Henderson just got dropped, I literally think Henderson got dropped. Because Klopp made that thing in the press conference saying he's not too loyal to players and all that. And then literally the game, the next day against Wolves, he weren't in the squad at all. So maybe, and Fabinho got dropped to the bench. So maybe it's just like, you know what? Because I'm trying to find things on Jordan Henderson, but there's nothing coming up about him being injured or anything like that. So maybe he was just absolutely dropped. And to be fair, he should have been dropped. He hasn't been playing well. But he's been talking in the press just now. Oh God, Jordan Henderson, we've had a positive performance. Now we have to back it up. Oh, if he's talking to the press, that means he's going to play. I love Hendo. Don't get me wrong. I've got his book, man. He's one of my favourite. He's a great captain, leader for his team, right? I just look at him and think, right, you're 32 years of age now, and your legs look like they're just going a little bit now. And I watched Milner at 37 against Wolves slow a player down and then burn past them. And I'm like, what is happening? Are we in the Matrix? What is happening?
What's actually exactly happening there is a career of a guy that's barely had injuries and a guy that's had a lot of injuries throughout his career. Yep. So like it's not like that his career's ending early or whatever. That's just that his body's like Milner's a machine.
Feeling it.
Yeah, he's so. But he's Jordan Henderson's had ankle and calf problems his entire career, especially ankle ones, and it's kept him out. He had to re-break his ankle or his heel or something at one point, and that actually made him have less injuries for Liverpool. But before then, he was always out for maybe 10 weeks at a time, back in, back out. So like for me, they're at a similar point in their careers. Henderson hitting 33 is like James Milner hitting 38. That's where the legs are starting to go. So it's an injury thing. Anyway, he's a great captain, but at the moment he needs a longer rest and just to be making 20-minute cameos. To be honest with you,
I agree. Look, I love Hendo. I'm never gonna. I will not have anyone like rip him apart, but at this moment in time, he's just not in good form. Captain or not, the form is not there, and so he shouldn't play. Naby Keita for me has played himself into this starting three right now. Naby might be leaving, guys. He literally might be leaving. Like Klopp apparently wants him to stay. I think Klopp's been speaking about that. He literally wants him to stay, but Naby won't take a lower deal because the club are like, we can't give you a pay rise, man. You've played 3 weeks of football in 5 years. We can't literally give you a pay deal. So like Jimmy Milner, he took a decrease in his wages to start in a year, but Naby. I can understand Naby's point. Milner's at a different type of his end of his career. He can afford to take that dip. Where Naby, I can understand why he doesn't want to take that dip and go somewhere else. I can really get it. But if he can still play like this till the end of the season and keep himself fit, I think he should play most of the time because one, he's a ball carrier. How many ball carriers have we actually got in midfield? You know. Two, he's very good at pressing without the ball and pressing with the ball. So the way we want to play, Naby suits. That's why Klopp got him in the first place, because he suits the way we want to play. It's just his injuries and him being available. But I said it earlier, Spider, if Naby's fit and available, you might as well use him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I used to watch the German league a lot, and I loved Naby when I seen him, at Leipzig. And when I heard we were signing him, I was like, great. And then it's just the curse of that season. We loaned him back. I'm like, why were we buying such a strong player and then send him back to a club for a season when we can get him at his peak right now? It never made sense to me. Maybe it was just part of the deal. That's the only way that Leipzig would let him go and we could get him.
Probably.
And I think everybody else was just going to say, no, we want him now. And that's the only reason why we got him. But the problem is that's the season that Naby started picking up injuries. And he never recovered from it really. But as a midfield option, I think it's fantastic. I mean, if he doesn't start by Cheddar tomorrow and he does start Fabinho, I'm still okay as long as Naby Keita is on the pitch next to Fabinho, because he'll cover him something fierce. Because Naby himself, he even said the type of player that he is, he likes to receive the ball deep and win the ball back deep and then run with it and then look for like one, because he's probably our, besides Bobby, he's probably our best 1-2 artist in the team, because he's always looking for the 1-2s, and I mean continuous ones. So he'll go through an entire team as being a 1-2 anchor the whole way up to and then find himself in on goal somewhere. That's Naby feel like he's a gifted player. He's not as skillful as he was in his Leipzig days. I think that's just come with his injuries and the stiffness that comes with that. But doing the simple jobs, which is basically winning the ball back, getting in a position where people can't make passes, interceptions, and then starting an attack back. It's integral to help Fabinho. Fabinho is going to start tomorrow, so I would definitely, if the starting lineup was Thiago, Fabinho, and Naby, I'd still be okay with that. I'd be very happy with that. But I just don't want to see Fabinho and Henderson together.
No, there's no legs in that midfield with them two together. That's the problem, and I think Klopp might be realising that now. As much as they're his favourites, and he is sentimental, Klopp, we all know he is. So I think he realises the way he wants to play, Hendo and Fabinho together just don't give you the legs. Where if you're playing one of them and you got a Naby next to them or something like that, you got legs there, and you got, you can play one, but definitely not both of them. In fact, if I go play one out of the other at the moment, I'd probably still play Fabinho over Henderson still. Yeah. Because Fabinho is the only one who can really play DM apart from Stefan, and that's about it. So, yeah, if anyone's going to play, it probably would be Fabinho. I can see that happening. But look, guys, what we're going to do now, we are going to try and pick this team lineup. So share the screen here. Where are we? Right. All right. What formation do you want to go with, guys? There's a 4-2-3-1 on the pitch right now, or 4-3-3.
4-2-3-1.
I'd like 4-2-3-1, but I still think he's going to go 4-3-3.
I'll tell you what, let's go 4-2-3-1. Put the players in, see how we feel, and then we can change it around if we need to. Right, goalkeeper, I don't think there's an argument. Is there? It's Adriano, though. So Alisson in goal. Alisson's coming for a bit of criticism lately, lads. How do you feel?
I mean, he can have a little bit of. He saved our season. I mean, he made one mistake last week. Ederson just did it yesterday. So all the best make mistakes. I mean, if David De Gea can have a comeback, after like 3 terrible seasons and then have one good season and then nobody's saying anything about him anymore, then Alisson can have one bad game and then come back the next game and be phenomenal. Yeah, I wouldn't even criticize. He's been up. He's player of the season so far for me.
Oh yeah, country mile. He should get it last year as well, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah.
Left back. Are we playing this guy at left back? That is Simicast, as we all know.
Emperor Snoke.
I tell you, Stoke and Simicast are exactly the same, man. Or are we going Robbo? Personally, I'd go Robbo. I like Simicast. Yeah, I like Simicast, right? I think he's a good player. But I think we've all forgotten how good Robbo actually is. You know, at their peak best levels, Tsimikas is nowhere near. Tsimikas is nowhere near Robbo. Nowhere near. And a fit and a healthy Robbo is as good as a left back you go find. So Robbo in. Who's going to go next? Are we putting Konate on the left hand side still? Same as Virgil?
If Matip is playing, yeah.
Right. Are we who would you play as a partnership in Spider?
I would try and stick with Matip and Konate. It's just that Matip's been poor the last couple of last couple of starts. But if Gomez is starting, he would have started on the right of Konate. You know, like for me, like Konate is the guy that comes in on the right hand side of Verge, and that's probably his best position. But if the other two play, then Konate is playing on the left hand side of that defense. You know, so he's already there. So it's just a matter of who's playing on the right.
Okay, Matip.
Yeah.
Right back. Now, I would automatically put Trent in there, but if Chelsea give a debut to Mudryk, how do you say his name? Mudryk, is it?
Mudryk,
yeah. If they give him a debut tomorrow, we know, he's lightning, like quick, skillful, quick. Everything Trent hates in a winger. Do we go with Trent, or does James Milner play at right back?
Well, I don't think James Milner's going to have the legs for Madrid. Like he'll cover really, really well, but if that Mudryk gets past him, no. In saying that, they've just come off their winter break over there, haven't they? And I don't think he's played any football, so I don't think he'll start.
Good point.
There's rumours he might start, but he only might play 60 minutes or one half or something like that. But I don't personally think he'll start because obviously he's not played a lot of football. I don't know if he's played a lot of football anyway, because obviously the war in Ukraine stopped the football as well, didn't it?
It did.
So,
and they've been off for the last month as well.
Yeah,
his last game, I think, was Shakhtar against Celtic when they were at Parkhead, and Shakhtar beat Celtic that night.
That's November, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think that was his last game, if I seem to remember.
Yeah, he ain't playing then. So we'll put Trent in then. We'll put Trent in. Where is he? There we go. Right. The two in the pivot then, guys. The two in the pivot. Who are we playing?
I would definitely say one is Thiago.
Thiago on the left hand side.
Are we going Stefan?
I'm going Stefan.
I want Stefan. Yeah, I want Bojanic as well. Yeah.
There he is.
When do we get him on that is the thing.
Right. So the front four, or who's going to play this number 10 role? So is Harvey Elliott going to play the number 10 role?
No.
Gakpo?
No.
Carvalho?
I'd like to see Carvalho play.
I would like to see Carvalho. Yeah.
It's his perfect position. That's his position.
That's where he plays. This is my issue with Carvalho. So I don't understand why we bought him personally, because we don't play with a number 10. So looking at the way he plays, he looks like a bit of a one-trick pony to me. Like he's really a number 10 floating sort of midfielder like that. Advanced midfielder who can float around the pitch. He doesn't seem to be able to do it on left wing. He can't do it through the right wing, obviously, and he can't play central midfield because he ain't strong enough. So if he's only can play the 10, and we don't play a 10, why did we buy him? Who bought him?
I think maybe Klopp. Oh, sorry.
I've got a really interesting idea. Could anyone see Keita in that position tomorrow?
I would. I'd love to see him there. Well, we probably, well, Labby, yeah. And sure, Oxlade-Chamberlain has been playing himself into form recently as well, and Klopp has been playing him every game almost, except for the cup game. But he's been, he makes us so limited on that left when he played there, because he keeps drifting into midfield. He's got himself a Steven Gerrard in his head, and he always has, and he constantly drifts inside, and that's why Nunez has been, struggling, because Oxlade-Chamberlain has literally been bringing players right in on Nunez's back, and he's had no space in the recent games. So for me, for Keita to play there. No, I would like to see Carvalho play there, and at least if not, since he's central anyway, maybe Ox. I don't think Keita will play that far forward. If it is, it would be Thiago maybe, but he won't play 10, and they'll drop down that middle 10 a bit deeper for Thiago. But
See,
again,
playing Carvalho, I just don't know
Yeah.
if he'd go with like a basic
No.
midfield of Thiago, Bajcetic, and Carvalho. That'd be my only
Yeah.
thing.
yeah,
I think it would be. But I can see him playing Harvey. You know,
I can see Harvey.
Ox or Harvey before them. I'd like to see Carvalho to try him in that position since it's his position, but it's either Ox or Harvey. You understand?
See, I can see Klopp doing that, right? If we play this way, Salah.
Would anyone play Mo in the number 10?
I'd play Mo 9 if I was going to play him central.
He doesn't. I think he's been saying he doesn't want to play in the middle or something, doesn't he? But I think he prefers the right and coming in that way, and it suits his play. I don't know, but for me, for me,
if I was going, I'd probably go right. Hear me out on Darwin on the left. Now, I think Darwin, when he plays up front through the middle, sometimes gets a bit lost in games. We don't use him enough. On the left-hand side, I always think he's extremely dangerous all the time. You know, he runs off behind. I'm trying to think who might play right back for Chelsea tomorrow. Who might play right back for Chelsea tomorrow?
Aspilicueta.
Yeah, I'm playing Darwin left winging. Yeah, I'm playing Darwin on Aspilicueta. I'm just getting him exposed to Aspilicueta all the time.
Or it could be.
I think they'll interchange.
It could be that Chalaba.
Yeah, Chalaba.
It could be him, or it could be the new boy, Badashiel. Could be him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe, but I just like Darwin on. There's something about Darwin on that left-hand side. Now, I know everyone says he's a number 9. He might be eventually, but I think you got to play players where they're doing their best work right now. And I think Darwin does his best work off the left-hand side.
He does, but then you have to look at what I'm looking at there is Gakpo. So Gakpo's worst position is his back to goal. And he doesn't like doing that. And if he's playing up front like that, like I didn't see him kind of doing much in the last couple of games when he was up front. I thought he was more effective when he was on the left. But so if that's the case, as long as, because with that formation, we're going to be playing deep. We're not going to be as far advanced with the 4-3-3. So if in that position, Nunez will have a load of time to run in behind from the front line. And Gakpo on the left taking on Chalaba or Aspilicueta might just kind of, it might be a great chance for him to showcase what he can do out in that left. I know Nunez can do it to him, but I think they'll interchange anyway. I think him and Gakpo will just keep swapping no matter where they are.
Yeah. They're very versatile, the two of them. Like Mo is very one positional based, but we got to make space. The thing with I was going to go with Gakpo through the middle with, because we were talking about earlier. The reason I put Gakpo in the 9 position, because I think eventually he will be the Bobby Firmino replacement as a false 9 for Liverpool. Because I look at him thinking he's not slow by any means, but he hasn't got the explosive pace down the wide areas for me for what Klopp likes. When I look at a Klopp front three, it's usually explosive pace down the wings. Salah on the right, especially a Diaz, a Mane, a Darwin Nunez occasionally. They're the players he looks at to play in them wide areas. He's tried Carvalho on the left and it don't work because he hasn't got that pace. And because Gakpo hasn't got that pace, the way we play, he won't be able to get in behind to areas to receive the ball. So if you go get him to come short towards the ball, his best position would probably be central because he can be that link player between the midfield and attack, which we miss when Bobby don't play. So that is probably because if you play Gakpo there, if we go 4-3-3 for a second, I'll take Elliott out a minute. Right. Well, I'll take Elliott out in a minute and swap it with Keita. And if we play 4-3-3, what will happen is Gakpo will come deeper to receive the ball. All right, he'll come back deeper to receive the ball, which will bring defenders away. which will give Nunez especially a lot of room on this left-hand side with his pace.
It works. in that
Nunez
position.
Nunez going that way. Gakpo hasn't got the pace to go with him, so he'll come in short, which will then, Darwin won't get a lot of the ball because the defenders will just stand him up. So if you play it that way round, Darwin will get more of the space he wants to get in behind, and Gakpo will be able to come in short to receive the ball.
Because that was Bobby's biggest strength, is that even though Mane and Salah were wingers, they were pretty much our strikers, because he would create all that space for them to run in and cut inside all the time, and that's when it worked. Without Bobby, it's that kind of formation has been weaker for us, because he's just a genius in that false nine position, Bobby. So if we can get somebody that can come in and play just as good as him, or better with even more takers, then yeah, please, all day long.
Yeah, I think that's just how we might. That's why I think we might play this 4-3-3, just the same midfield. Gakpo there, Darwin on the left. It might be the way we have to go for a little, because he comes in deep. You see, he comes in deep, and that will just be because the reason these three were so good against Wolves is because the front three we played all came towards the ball, and because they all came towards the ball, you was able to press from the front. So Carvalho doesn't run in behind. Salah don't really run in behind as much now, and Gakpo don't run in behind. So they all came towards the ball. So the midfield and the forward line were a lot closer together, and they could play off each other a lot.
Yeah.
That's why, Thiago had a lot of freedom and Keita had a lot of freedom on the pitch. If you play, if you play Darwin through the middle, I just don't see where Gakpo's where the pace. I don't know where the pace is going to come from that side of the pitch, but him coming in deep in these positions will just, give freedom to Darwin. When I think about when Bobby played, and we played Bobby through the middle, Darwin out left, and Mo on the right, that front three looked a lot better. Because Darwin got space because what the position Bobby puts himself in. Mo even got space. The space. Mo craves space on the pitch, and if you're playing Darwin through the middle, Darwin wants to run into the space, and Mo's got no space to run into.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking Klopp might just stick with Gakpo through the middle. Don't know if
he
that
does,
makes sense or not.
No, if he does, it's just it is to free up Nunez and Salah pretty much. So he is going to be playing the Bobby role just for creating space alone. Whatever about getting back, receiving the ball and winning it in the middle of the park. It's that's the only reason I think if he can get Gakpo to play like that, because like that so far in his career, Gakpo's weakest position was his back to goal and in the middle of the park. So if Klopp can change that in some way to benefit him, without having to, without putting too much pressure on him to do other work or other jobs on the pitch, then I think that could work. But it'll definitely, Nunez and Salah will definitely get space. If he drops deeper, like absolutely, he'll suck those centre backs out, at least one of them.
Plus he's what, 6'3"?
Yeah.
He's a big man, right? Yeah, and centre backs, when they see a tall forward, they want to automatically mark them, because they don't want big, forwards moving, into the box. So if he's drawing, he only has to draw one out. If Chelsea are going to play three at the back, which they probably will, that Gakpo coming to midfield will also, help us. Chelsea's three at the back they will play. And look, I honestly think, Gakpo could play in midfield as well. The way he plays, I'm going to say this right. This might be really weird. People might think this is mad, but he reminds me of Joel Linton.
Yeah,
a little bit. Joel Linton.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah,
everyone thought Joel Linton was a forward, didn't they? Everyone thought Joel Linton was a forward. Couldn't play as a forward. He didn't. He had pace, but not, pace enough to play in that forward area. But as soon as they put him in midfield, he looks like a machine. He looks like a monster there. He can carry with the ball. Gakpo can carry the ball. He can pass. He's strong. He has the attributes to be a midfielder. Maybe that's what they might be looking at in the future. But right now, I think they're going to play him in the forward areas because we haven't got anyone. I'm just thinking when everyone's fit. When Luis Diaz is fit, Bobby's fit. Where does Gakpo play?
False nine, yeah. That's the only kind of way that you can think of it happening, you know. If he's rotating Nunez and Diaz and Jota and Gakpo going forward. Salah, and I really do think we need to start looking at somebody to come in a Salah position.
Yeah,
At a younger, well, at an almost ready age, not at too young of an age. But yeah, it's coming to the point now. I know we just gave Salah a new contract and all of that, but we've no ideas for that right hand side when he's not playing when he's not in good form game after game. You know, if he's not in form for 6 games in a row, we suffer big time. And I would like to see somebody coming in there. And I know Elliott's there and he can play that position, and I know Doak is there, but he's Doak was playing out of position in the last game he played over on the left hand side, I think, and he was a bit like rabbit in headlights. So I would like to see him. Controversial opinion.
I said this earlier as well. I said this earlier. I think Salah needs a kick up the arse.
He does.
Personally. And having him dropped against Chelsea, which would be a big game in his eyes, for a teenager, if that ain't the kick up the arse for him, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? Maybe, but the thing is, will Klopp do that against Chelsea? As I say, sometimes Klopp plays like he plays like the team's name. You know, sometimes when we play Man United, he's like, it's Man United at Old Trafford. And he plays in a way to make sure we don't lose a game sometimes. You're like, play the team that we're playing right now. They're not great. You know, now this Chelsea team, as shit as we are, they're a little worse. And the thing that Liverpool do is score goals. Liverpool score goals. And Salah is not in form. Elliott played well against Wolves, took his goal really well. You know, if you got, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough trust in Elliott just yet. But if you go play Elliott anywhere, it would be right wing. So it's more his natural position. But I'm not sure. I think Salah will still play. I think Klopp made a thing of it the other day anyway when he said Mo's one of them players that is always fit. So if he's always fit, he plays sort of thing. So I think that's just the way it is. I mean, but I'm saying this about Mo, and then it wouldn't shock me if he scored 2 goals tomorrow. You know what I mean?
He does like a goal against Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, so it still wouldn't shock me. But happy with that team? Should we go with that team, guys?
That'd be the preferred 11 for me, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be mine as well.
So, got prediction, guys, before we finish up. Prediction, what we going with? Doug, prediction tomorrow?
I am going to go 2 on Liverpool.
2, what? Scorers?
I think Darwin gets one tomorrow. And I am going to go for Cody to get a goal as well.
That'd be great if we can score his first Liverpool goal. Spider, prediction?
I said 3-1 when I was all day. That's what I've been saying all day. The only reason I'm saying the 1 is that I don't think not about scoring first or anything like that. I just think Chelsea, or when we're playing teams like Chelsea or Man City or something like that, even if we go 2-0 up or whatever, they seem to nick a goal from somewhere, even if they're not playing well. So even when we were at our best. So I just said, we said that. I did say Nunez and Salah to score. I said maybe somebody random, but Gakpo goal at Anfield would be nice. You know, to see that from 3 scoring would be great.
Go up. 5-5 both matches. It could be one of these mad games, you know. It could be one of these mad games, as I said earlier on. The way both teams are, they could just be like, Chelsea could feel like Liverpool there for a taking. Liverpool could feel like Chelsea there for a taking. You just get one of these balmy games. I mean, the 2-2 last year comes to mention, you know, when we're 2-0 up and then out of nowhere it's 2-2 and it carries on the whole game. It could be one of them balmy matches, man. But I'm going for a Liverpool win. I think it'll be a close game, actually. I think it'll be quite tight. I'm going 2-1. I think Liverpool miss Darwin Nunez when he doesn't play. It's coming to... I know this is his first season. I said it earlier. He's arguably Liverpool's most important forward right now. That's fit and available. You know, because as great as Mo is, the thing about Darwin, he's creating his own opportunities. And he's a threat. His pace, his athleticism, his movement is ridiculous. He will cause Chelsea problems.
He's a nuisance.
There's no doubt about it. But he has to put the ball in the back of the net. This is the thing. And, you know, as soon as Darwin gets scoring, man, I think he'll be know what Gary Neville said about him? He's got everything in his locker to be a world-class striker.
Mm.
You know, because he's got stuff you can't train. You know, he's got that pace, he's got that power, he's got that movement. And he starts putting the ball in the back of the net. He could be unstoppable, man, but that's the big if. But, yeah, I'm going 2-1. Nice win. And get one over on Chelsea. I think that puts us 6 points above them if we win and game in hand as well. So,
Yeah.
I'm going for a nice 2-1 win. Sets up the weekend. Then I can enjoy watching some other matches because we lose tomorrow. I can't watch football for the rest of the weekend. It ruins everything being an early kick-off. But listen up, guys. I will be back tomorrow, guys. I won't be doing a watch-along tomorrow, guys. I'll be back after the watch-along. So I'll be back with a match reaction later in the evening on Saturday, guys. So make sure you join me for the reaction Saturday evening. We do player ratings, and if Liverpool lose, it's a Jamie rant. Who don't like a Jamie rant? You know what I mean? So make sure you tune in Saturday evening. Doug, tell the people where they can find you if they don't know already.
Thank you very much for having me, Jamie. It's been a pleasure. You can find me right there, the Dugout Football Channel on YouTube. Also on Twitter at Emerald_1992, Instagram at Douglas.Horn. And somehow, I am actually on TikTok at Douglas Horn LFC92, I think it is. So, yeah, you can find me here, there, and everywhere. But big up, Jamie, and thank you very much for having me.
Always welcome, Doug and Spider. Where can the great people find you, my man?
Cheers, James. You'll find me, as you can see below, Spider LFC on YouTube. Also, another channel, Spider on YouTube, for gaming side of things. Irish Spider Guy on Twitch for drunken game and banter. And also, you'll find me on the old TikTok as well, with the Spider_LFC.
Jamie equals LFC Goldbridge. Big up, Carl. Right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. We do appreciate it. And thank you to my guests for joining me as well. Guys, go and subscribe to all their channels. Go and show them some love over there, guys. And big up to everyone. Thank you for joining us today, guys. We do appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow evening, guys, with the match reaction. Hopefully, Liverpool get 3 points. Have a great weekend, guys. See you tomorrow.